Hi, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Don't Let It Stew. I have a good friend of mine here. We've known each other for probably like 12, 15, 16 years. He's a TV host. He's a producer. He's a cocktail specialist. He knows everything about pop culture. There's really nothing as you're a Coke connoisseur too, Coca-Cola connoisseur.
Coca-Cola, that's an important distinction.
Everybody, welcome Brian Balthazar. Hi, Brian.
Hey, how are you? Good to see you.
Good to see you. So I like to start every show off with what is stewing this week. And I know like you just always have a lot of opinions. So I'm just gonna let you go first and then we'll talk about my little thing afterwards.
Well, as you know, I lit a lot, Stu, so I got a few things I need to say. I'm vehemently currently going through a powerful phase against performative social media posts. Like,
okay.
So I'll just I'll touch the surface.
Okay.
Gender reveals. I feel like if something's going to come out of your vagina, you shouldn't need to burn down a 2,000-acre forest to announce it.
Unbelievable.
You know, like I like the olden days when the gender reveal was actually like when you took it out.
What is the olden days of gender reveals? Like what?
It was
like
when they gave birth and they'd be like, oh look, it's got a, you know, you looked at the genitalia and then you're like, look at that, it's revealed. Anyway, so I don't like stunts. I don't like stunt announcements. Also,
I don't think they do that in Ireland at all. I don't see anybody doing that in Ireland.
Good.
We don't care.
They probably have some sense. They value their countryside too much. It's too beautiful to risk a red or blue flaming dynamite, blow it up, and they set it on fire. Okay, what else? I don't like get ready with me videos. You know the ones, and I get, you know what? I get it. You want me to see you in your underwear, right? I mean, it's not about what you're wearing. It's like, look how good I look. You know that? Have you ever looked?
I should have done one last November. Like, get ready for me to go to my mom's funeral.
Right, right. Or like when they get, you know, it'd be like, get ready, and it's really sad the whole time. You're like, you like stop to break down in tears. Both of us lost parents this past year, so we could have done this for like competing.
We totally could have done that.
Yeah.
It probably would have went viral.
It probably would have. Get ready with me.
For all the wrong fucking reasons.
It's not too late. Go get ready with me as I go to deliver a eulogy. Anyway, but I also, the thing is sometimes they're like, get ready with me or fit check. And they put on like a white t-shirt and jeans. I'm like, oh, that's inspiring. Right. And And I also don't like, I'm over prank culture and I don't like people who, I'm going to be helpful, but I'm going to film. So they take someone who's like homeless on the street and they'll be like, with a camera in front of them, like, I'm going to help you now. But they make sure they capture them looking.
It's literally like
so sad. I don't like it.
It's the one thing because you know, like I mean, you know, I go to Kabbalah and all that kind of stuff. So it's like David always says, like, if you're going to do something nice, you're not meant to tell anybody.
Right, right.
If tell nobody.
Right. If you're such a good person, then don't post it.
Yes.
Like you handing these people that are like handing out $1,000, like good. Now give it to them without your camera rolling, and then I'll really be impressed silently to myself.
Because it's like. And I think the whole point of it is like where he says that it's like, you know, because they say like, you know, do good deeds, like do charity, do this, that, and the other, like to bring like light to you and all that kind of stuff. And so like good deeds could be like, you know, giving the homeless person like money or whatever it is, like, and like, but the magic of it goes away when you reveal it to people.
Right. It's what you're.
So you really have to just keep it to yourself and like selfless or whatever. Yeah.
What kind of person are you when no one's watching? It's not about dance like no one's watching. Be good like no one's watching. This whole dance like no one is watching. Have you seen some of the way people dance? Dance like people are watching. It's embarrassing the way you're dancing. So definitely dance in private.
Oh my God. So I don't know. Well, we chat a lot. We DM each other a lot, and we send each other memes all the time. I know one thing that drives you crazy, and it's actually because it drives you crazy, it drives me crazy, is when people do those cooking videos and they overpronounce the word of like a foreign like ingredient.
Yes, they're very like, okay, when people are like, now put in the ricotta, like, why is that the word? Like, I want to be like, I want to point to my floor.
You're from Long Island.
Right, exactly. And then I want to point at my floor. I'm like, what kind of floors are those? They'll be like terracotta. Oh, not terracotta? Not terracotta?
Yeah.
And like, why? There's certain words. Like
Giada is the one that really like started this.
Yeah. And I don't like, do you go into a pizza place and go, I'd like a slice of a pizza? Like, why is pizza not one of them? You know, or you don't say spaghetti. Some people get carried away. Like, I get it. Like, I'm German and Polish. So like when I get a hot dog, I'd be like, I would like mine with sauerkraut. Like, I don't do that. I think it's obnoxious.
It is.
Yeah. So that is true. You're right.
Jesus.
That is a very big pet peeve of mine. And some people are really trying to drive home. Like, they're really trying to drive home that branding that like, I'm from here. It gives me credibility. Yeah. So, and that's good. It's
It's
good to have pride in where you are, but don't yell it at me with
the only
pronunciation.
thing I do with like is just like I know potatoes, so I'm the person that should cook potatoes because I'm from Ireland.
Yes,
That's the only thing I'll
but you
claim.
don't consistently say. I'm not. I think we should celebrate what like foods we like, but I don't
Yeah,
understand the selective words we use. Like you say potato like organically. You're not actually
yeah,
saying it for effect.
yeah. No,
Right.
not at all. Um, Sometimes I've kind of fallen down the rabbit hole, and I spoke about this weeks and weeks and weeks ago. I love watching the tarot readers on TikTok. There's so many of them. And then like then there was this like woman, and I'm gonna pull a card for you today because I just thought it'd be kind of fun. So
What?
this is an oracle deck. If
Nice.
anybody doesn't know
Okay.
what that means,
This is
I
new
don't
to
know
me.
what
I
it
did
means
not
either.
know you had a tarot deck. Did you have it
No,
given
this
to
is
you,
not
or
a
did you
this
buy
isn't
it?
I bought it on Amazon.
Huh?
But this the like a lot of these women like are it's
Mhm.
generally women I kind of watch like doing the tarot reads. They'll pull an oracle card and then
Mhm.
they'll do a tarot read, and then it'll kind of like this card kind of brings it all together.
Okay, I
If
love
that
it.
makes
Let's
sense.
do it.
But so you say like you pull one every day, and this is kind of like you set your intention,
Good.
and then so
Okay.
you have to set your intention. You have to just tell me when to stop, and then I'll pull one.
Okay.
We're just doing this
I
once.
won't take too long. I mean,
Everybody,
could you imagine
everybody,
if like I went like 35 seconds past?
everybody, don't tune
Right, no,
out.
stand. Okay, now.
Okay, okay. So will I pick the top one then?
I don't know. Sure, let's do the top.
So
Or no, draw in the
one,
middle. It
two.
surprised me. It's
Okay,
whatever it
so
is, it's meant to be for me.
okay, so I'm going to do
I'm
this
gonna
one,
go like
and
this.
then it is. So this is your intention for today.
Okay.
Change, change.
Yeah, thanks.
You're being asked to change a part of yourself that no longer feels like the person you've become or are becoming. Change isn't always easy, but letting go of this outdated part of yourself will allow you to align with your true self. It's just little messages
It's
like that for
nice.
the
It's
day.
nice.
It's nice.
Yeah, I'm not doing it, but I think it's a really great idea. No, I'm just kidding. No, I will do it. I'm always trying to grow and evolve, and I'm changing this shirt after this because it's long and it's a little hot.
It's the
So I'm
worst
already
thing.
making positive strides. No, I'm all about change and evolution. You know that.
Yeah. But I just like I'm waiting for like these tarot readers to get it right with me, and I just none of them. Some of them do get it
Yeah.
right, but then like there's a woman on Instagram. I don't know what her name is, but I follow her or whatever, and she always comes up, and it's the same fucking read every morning. It's like he left you and you lost him, but he's coming
Right.
back. Like
Right.
it's literally the same message.
Right.
It's spun in a different way every
Right.
day because people like they
Right.
lose love or whatever. They're hoping that they'll come back and all this kind of stuff. So it's like oh my god, they're gonna come. It's
Right.
just
I
she gives
have
a
you
different message.
have you ever done okay, this is a weird one. When you fill up your tank of gas and it stops on the like what? Because it's like 5327, right? Then you Google that number and angel numbers because of course angels were
I love
monitoring our
that.
gas pumping. Have you ever done this? And then it will
I
have
haven't done the gas pump one,
right,
but I
right,
always
so,
see 1111
right,
65
right.
times a
Well,
day.
I just love the fact that someone assigned like someone's like the angels would think this, but then you look it up and inevitably it's always like positive things are coming. You're at a positive or a moment, but I'll take it. I will like it's now because I always used to like add it up to a round number. Now I'm like, no, I'm going to go with the
You need to take it as it is.
5327
Yeah.
and look it up. But I do like an even 54. Wait, real quickly on a completely unrelated note, because I used to round up. Do you round up at the gas pump? Do you like pump it up to an even number?
Do you know what I do?
What do you
I
do?
like I
You pull off without
I,
paying.
I put I put I put it in and I set it and I kind of just go to my car and I'm like sitting in my car like on my phone and waiting for when that click happens. That's it. We're done.
Boom,
So
boom.
if the click happens at like
Right.
$80, even though it's
You
costs
drive
100
off with
from
the nozzle still in the car.
I'm like I'm done. I'm not going back. And then it keeps clicking. And I get more, even more. And then if it says like please see the cashier, I just leave.
No.
I just do.
Yeah, they're like
It's like if I go with my card and I'm like this, I'm like, you know what, I'll get it tomorrow. I'm like, I'm not going in.
yeah.
I'm
Oh,
not
good for
going into
you.
the cashier.
I will
Yeah.
round up, and I used to until angel numbers, but now even on my volume on my TV, I will do even numbers and intervals of 5. That's how crazy I am.
Oh,
I
really?
won't do a 31 volume. It's either 30
Yeah.
or 32. Won't do yeah. No,
Oh.
you're not like this?
No, I'm
17
not that
volume?
crazy.
No. Yeah, well.
Or Taylor Swift 13. I bet you
Oh,
would
yeah.
have to do
Okay,
that.
yeah. 13's a good number though. Okay.
I think so. You sent me a bunch of topics last night. I'm going to get into some of them today. Did you watch Danger in the Dorm last night, or you watched clips of it today?
No. You know me too well. Well, I was too late to watch it in real time,
We
thankfully.
couldn't find it last night. Me and my friend
No,
tried to look for it
it was
last
on
night.
at 8. It was on at 8 on Lifetime, and you can get it on demand on the Lifetime app. So you can watch it. almost commercial free. No, not commercial free. And I will say, I came in, first of all, I'm just relieved to see Bethenny Frankel not eating on camera because, on TikTok,
Yes.
she's always munching on a salad. I hate this trend about people munching. I don't like food sloshing around in Bethany's mouth while she whines about it. It's too much.
And crumbs like going like everywhere. It's like unreal.
What's doing? This is my favorite salad. And so this is actually, your perfect kind of lifetime drama of someone's killing people in the dorms. And she plays the mother of a college. Thank goodness she's not like trying going there thinking she's going to play a college student. I wouldn't she not be surprised. She's like I'm Trixie. I'm freshman year. Go anyway. Go Spartans. Anyway, so she actually is very dialed down, which I think the director finally said less is more. Like, you don't have to shout. It's not TikTok. And the best scene she has, it's not a big stretch. It's also not a huge role. The best scene she has, which I texted to you, is when she's like lecturing her daughter, which kind of like comes naturally.
It's like her and Ramona.
Right. Like, it's totally like she's done these scenes already. So it's very natural to who she is. And actually she did a great job.
And it was good. Like that scene that I don't know if we
believable.
can play it on YouTube, but like it was believable. Yeah. She was good.
Yeah. And I feel like they dialed her back. They didn't keep her. Oh, there was one scene where they were kind of crying. So they were like very quick. She's like, I know. But that was the best. That was all we were going to get. And I'm like, the director's like, cut away to the daughter. Cut away to the daughter.
Yeah.
But I will say, for anyone who like, I give her credit for going for it and doing it because it could have been terrible if she wasn't terrible. And for any of us who would want to try that, she did it the right way. She went in quietly. I don't think it's going to make much noise. And if it does well, they'll give her another one where she's a little bit, a little bit of a bigger role. So
it's always fun to see those housewives acting in movies and stuff like that, like having cameos and things like that. Yeah. It is always fun because they have such a following. It's officially Oh No Summer.
That's what I see is the summer of Oh No. Like if you are a celebrity with a name that has a big O sound like J-Lo or Jojo, it's probably not a good summer for you. I mean,
the J-Lo stuff is just insane.
It's
I mean, I kind of feel bad for her at this point. Like, okay, look, it looks like she's a terrible person. She's done terrible things in restaurants and all that kind of stuff. And we hear stories. And so like that point, but I feel like she's just been really dragged through it so much now. Where it's like, come on.
It's like, I feel like they want someone to pick on. It's her and Jojo. And I will say, J-Lo's done a lot of work and she's worked really hard. And let's not pretend that every person who's a popular pop star is a great singer. We know Jojo is not a great singer. We know J-Lo's not a great singer. And we know a lot of other very popular artists who aren't great singers. But right now, it is just all hitting the fan. Like how she reacted to a fan on the red carpet of the Met Gala. I will say, this is where she made some mistakes. These movies were too much about her. And also, if your husband has previously said that he likes to keep his life private, do not make a movie about your love. Together. Even says it in the movie. And he's trying really hard. No, they recently just quietly put their home together that they lived together on the market for $61 million. They did it off market as celebrities would. You're not like a pop it on Zillow. Hey everybody, because people, do you want people just dropping by?
So are they getting divorced or like are they breaking
up? Who knows? I mean, I do think that this cancellation of the concert tour to focus on family is a very convenient way to guise the fact that those sales were terrible. It was not a secret. This is not a secret. And what's interesting, though, she should have just waited for their Vegas residency because people already in Vegas would have gone to see. She has a Vegas residency lined up. So don't go around the country, kind of squandering all of those ticket buyers.
People loved that show. A lot of my friends went to see her.
And so she's coming back with that. And there's concern that she won't make as much money or they will not offer her as much money anymore because of the performance of this show. But
that album wasn't a great album. That new album wasn't great.
Not a great album. But you know what? None of the albums are popping. Very few albums are popping right now. Unless you're Sabrina Carpenter, there aren't a pop in the pop genre, at least. There are a lot of albums that have not met expectations.
I mean, it's just Taylor Swift. It just keeps going on and on and on.
Well, yeah. I mean, Taylor and Beyonce are these exceptions that people will buy an album before they hear about it. Some people want to wait. They wait to see a few days what the buzz is. But there's
some people will even buy 6 of the same album.
Right, and they'll go to the store and buy the version that's like transparent, and then they'll buy the one with the bonus, sound of someone.
I mean, I did.
Did you really?
Just
Yeah.
the clear one from Target.
Right,
Target.
right. It's nice, it's chic.
It's
And
nice.
you know, it's like here's a bonus 27 is her belching after a big meal, and you'd be like, I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna
You get
download
it.
it. Yeah,
She brings
but
that
I'm
one
a
every week,
fan. I'm
though.
a fan. I like
I
her,
mean, I love
and
her.
I
I'm
love
going
them
to see
both.
her in 2 weeks in
Mhm.
Ireland. I'm going to see her, yeah,
Are
on
you
the
going to
27th.
Ireland specifically for this?
Well, here's what happened.
Oh, let's hear it.
So my friend won tickets at an auction in New York, and she's like, "Do you want to go?" And I'm like, "Well, yeah, obviously, it's in Ireland. I can book my trip around the Taylor Swift concert because I have to go home and see
Wow.
my dad anyway. You know what I mean? So it doesn't matter when I go home.
Mhm.
Like, so I'll go home twice this year.
Yeah.
So, so I leave on the 27th and get in the 28th, and it's on that night, and then I stay for the whole week then with my dad.
Oh, that's nice. That's cool.
Yeah,
That's fun.
yeah,
That's fun to see it in Ireland.
and it's Gay Pride that weekend too in Dublin.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing. That'll be great.
So it's kind of like, yeah, it kind of worked out, which is
Oh,
kind of
snap.
nice.
We love it.
I did see that Joe Alwyn did respond. He finally talked about like the breakup, whatever, because you know she's just writing like
Right. Do you have the
songs out
quote there?
left,
Do
right,
you have the
center.
quote that he
I
said? He
do.
gave a good quote.
I actually should have. I should have actually borrowed this quote for my breakup. I would hope that anyone and everyone can empathize and understand the difficulties that come with the end of a long, loving, fully committed relationship of over 6.5 years. See, there was no cheating.
Right.
Because she kind of like, I don't know if she alluded to that or whatnot, but it was kind of, yeah, it was kind of weird. I don't know.
It's hard, obviously hard when any relationship plays out in any form in a public space where one person has an advantage of a big public platform to then control the narrative. That's no matter who you are, that is an unfair advantage.
It
It's
is
an unfair advantage because
and he waited.
Yeah. And what's interesting, I think, is interesting too, is like you can have a breakup, but and we always want to make sure the other person understands why certain things happen the way they happen, like why they were wrong, and sometimes they just never will. You will never. You don't have to agree on why the relationship is over because some of those other people will never figure it out.
Yeah, and you don't need the apology. You don't need anything. Just looking for apologies and stuff. Stop. Just move on.
Agreed.
Like it's fine.
Totally.
So how? So Jojo. Oh yeah. So Jojo's was a Siwa.
Okay. Are you not? Are you not? The Jojo thing. I know
it's kind of annoying, but like,
yes,
I'm following it.
Okay. Here's the one little disclaimer I give: is I'm concerned because she's like 21. She just turned 21. She was like 2 weeks before her birthday. She's like, I'm not gonna drink. She sounds like a 20-year running trucker.
Yeah.
I don't understand why that happens. But she's like, I'm not drinking on my birthday. I'm just gonna have a bunch of non-alcoholic drinks. Like,
yeah.
And then she goes to Disney World and gets hammered, and everyone's taping it. But that's not the bigger issue. So you know that she is from Dance Moms. Then she became like a YouTube superstar.
Okay, was that where she was from originally? Yeah. I thought she was like. Why did I think she was on like Nickelodeon or something?
She may
or Disney or something.
The first thing she was on was Dance Moms with Abby Lee Miller, and she kind of became the breakout kind of young star on that because there were so many. I mean, Abby was tough on her, and I mean, she's tough on everybody. She's not exactly a sweetheart. Anyway, so then she broke out into like YouTube celebrity and touring, and she's all like glitter and rainbows. And so then she reinvented herself. And the problem is when. And I think J-Lo does this a little bit too. She overhypes her own stuff. So then Jojo comes out and says, this is the biggest switch you've ever seen in art. It's like, no. Less, just say less and do more if you're going to be doing that.
Yeah.
And then she said she's like creating a new genre of music. Oh, that is a bad idea.
That she got a song from someone else wrote.
And that's not a big deal. People do that all the time.
Fine.
She's calling it like, I'm inventing something called gay pop. Oh, shall we back up a little bit? Like, now the thing is, I want to give her a little grace because she's 21. At the time, she was 20, and I worry that someday we're all going to be like, remember when we looked back on Britney and we thought about how horrible people were to her in certain periods? I'm not comparing talent; they're two different people, but the way that people kind of pile on,
treated them,
and JoJo may think that she can handle this. She's acting like, I got it. You're just giving me more publicity. And I'm sorry. I should stop. As a result, I should stop with the voice. But she's kind of, and she's not wrong. Like people are giving her more publicity as a result of it. But she should stop talking herself up and just do the stuff. But she just performed at LA Pride. Did you see her at LA
I
Pride?
didn't go. Was it? It was LA. It wasn't WeHo. I didn't see any. I
Okay,
didn't even
yeah,
see
okay.
Kylie Minogue perform. I didn't go down
Oh,
there.
see, well, there's a lot of people. It's a lot of people.
I did it like 10 years ago, and I don't need to do it again. No, it's
So
just
yeah,
it's tons of people. I just
yeah.
don't want to.
So anyway, then it kind of blew back in her face because she did. Some people say she made it sound like she had written the song or it was written for her. It actually had been previously recorded, and people
Yeah.
actually made the other song, the original chart, higher. This woman and the poor. I mean, so that woman had a little like, oh, surprise, you're on the
Yeah.
charts on
I think
iTunes.
she's kind of like coming back up now that
Jojo will be,
again from
yeah.
that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And she'll be fine, but it's not a great. I mean, she's going to say it's all great, and I think these Pride celebrations have been helpful to her. She's been like getting a lot of positive reception, but I think she needs to
And
like.
drinking the Tito's vodka on stage.
I don't know if that was real because
Was
she
that
did.
water?
She's
It was probably
barely.
water,
I
yeah.
think it was either cut down because she didn't even like make a face. Because even I like chug a bottle of vodka and like.
I'll make a face.
A
Yeah.
little bit of a face. She's not that seasoned. Come on. Maybe
Who's
there's
her
a bite in the
photo?
water. I've got a dog here. I just have to pick him up. Hang on a second.
Oh, the one that looks like you.
He looks like he's been arrested.
He's so cute. I
He's
love
so
him.
cute. He's got two different colored eyes, and he looks like he's been in a mugshot. You know, he's like that. What, me? So
Okay, so we're going to go Jojo. We got her covered. Okay, tell me about the new show that you're hosting. When does it start? What's the name of it?
okay, so I'm co-hosting a show called
Yes.
Human versus Hamster.
Okay.
It's
And it's
very
gonna be on
high-
Max,
It's going to
right?
be on Max. Some of you think of HBO Max. This is Max. It's the same thing. And it's hosted by Sarah Sherman from Saturday Night Live,
Mhm.
Kyle Brandt from NFL Today, and myself. And I don't know if you've ever seen American Ninja Warrior. Have you ever
I
seen?
have.
Okay, so it's
Yeah,
the same production company that makes that. And so, you know, when you watch American Ninja Warrior, you're like, I could do that. And you know, you really can't. But you're like, oh, that'd
No,
be
you
cool.
can't.
No,
Like
you
I'm
can't.
falling
These
in the
people
water,
are
definitely.
elite athletes. Yeah, I mean, you're like in the water. So this is the same huge over-the-top obstacle courses, human size, and then they shrink them down and they make them hamster size as well. So the humans are racing against hamsters, and they're not elite athletes. They're like everybody.
Oh, like a
all
side by side?
They're
Almost like
racing the
30
same
different-
identical courses with the same clock.
Oh, that's
And
kind of cool.
it's
Oh, I didn't know
hilarious.
that
Yeah.
now. That's different. Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
And I don't want to say, but there's a very good amount of time that the hamsters win. Like it's
Really?
amazing. Otherwise, what kind of show is it?
Hamsters
If the
are
humans
fast.
always won, it would kind of be like, well, they won again. No, it's a
Yeah,
very,
yeah.
it's very competitive. And humans, I mean, these courses are built around the skill set of hamsters, which makes it
Is there
harder
like
for people.
hamster
Like
wheels?
there's a treadmill, hamster wheel. There's all sorts of stunts and surprises. And if you look at the scale of an American Ninja Warrior, they're the same scale, huge. The courses are over the top. It's already been shot. We're premiering it in November, and I'm very excited about it. It's
Have you
completely
seen
off the
some
wall.
clips of it? It was a lot of fun. It's entertaining.
It was a lot of fun, and I think it's the kind of thing like in November, the world is going to be ready for just the way we are in the world in politics. Won't you just be ready for anything but politics?
Jesus.
And
God,
so I think it's good co-viewing too. There'll be kids will watch it and cheer for the hamsters. Adults will watch it and cheer for the adults. It's really fun, and I did some of the course myself. That was pretty good.
Did you? Oh, you actually did it?
Oh yeah,
That's amazing.
I'm very competitive.
Yeah.
Like
of course.
I don't look like an elite athlete. We all know that, but so that's why I'm that much more determined to do stuff like that. I don't want to prove people wrong.
So you worked as a producer and a journalist interviewing celebs. Which?
Do you want me to name some names?
If you can think back, if you can
okay.
think back of like class acts, like
Okay.
really like nice people.
I will say two. So when I was a co-executive producer of The View, only two people did some really nice things that I remember. There were a lot of great celebrities, but Taylor Swift, her people came and they were like, she's got to get out of there by 11:30. She's got to go to the blah, blah, blah. She's the only person who ever did this. She went into every section of the audience and took pictures with every section of the audience. You know how like the studio audience is divided?
Yeah.
So I thought that was impressive. Only person that ever did that. This was 2015.
Can't believe you got to meet her.
Right. Yeah. And then one time I was in the control room and I turned around and like, oh, one of our guests wanted to come and thank everyone in the control room. Only happened once. It was Lady Gaga. We were live on the air.
I totally expect that from her. I would.
We were live on the air, and I immediately live on the air. I'm supposed to be in charge of the control room. I got up. I'm like, watch things for me. It's the only time I went and got a picture at the time.
Yeah.
Well, one of the few times I went up and got a picture with her because I'm like, screw this. I'm getting a picture. I don't care if we go to black during the break. Like whatever. It was like
that was like our high time as well. Like she was
she was
so good.
It was 2015. Let's see who else we had. Martin Short was amazing. We had one celebrity that I don't want to name because I don't want to embarrass her, but we were going live at like straight up at 11 a.m. Eastern, and they just wouldn't come out of their dressing room. They wouldn't come out of their dressing room, and people were knocking. Finally, this hair person goes in, and she comes down 10 seconds before air, and it turns out all of her hair extensions were falling apart. Like her hair was just completely falling apart, and she wouldn't come on the stage, and that was it. Who wouldn't? Okay. What else? Well, give me another celebrity question.
What is the weird request when you're working on that show from some celebs?
Okay, so I worked on booking concerts for the Today Show a million years ago for Weekend Today, and then helped with the weekday. So
for the concert series that they do out in the park and all that, or
right in the plaza.
Outside. Yeah.
And so we would try and get some people, and we'd get their riders. And so some of these people we booked, and others we just saw their concert riders. One time we had one band, it was Kool and the Gang, and we wanted to book them for the weekend because I love Kool and the Gang, huge fans. And they had their like this line that was like, we demand only the finest foods to be served in our green room. It was a very, very, very specific language about it must be fine cuisine. And then it listed jalapeno poppers and mozzarella sticks. I'm like, but only the best jalapeno poppers.
Where's that?
Like call a Cirque.
TGI's?
Right,
is that where you go?
Right.
Like,
where do they make the best ones? I don't know.
Then,
Cher had the best one in her concert rider, though, that she wanted, I can't remember the number, but it would be like 10 bottles of white wine and 10 bottles of red wine. And then in parentheses, it said next to it, no Kendall Jackson. Like she specifically ruled out no Kendall Jackson as her.
That's amazing.
One time I was asked to go get Nicole Kidman's cereal from the store next door. She was just going to eat it out of the box, and I can't remember if it was Alphabets or Frosted. I think it was Frosted Flakes because she just like eat little flakes of Frosted Flakes.
Nibble.
Stay trim. Have a little nibble of Frosted Flakes.
Her version of granola.
This wasn't a request, but I remember Daryl Hannah. There was a period before everyone was contouring. That was like, this is the trend now. There was a period when people were getting their makeup done lying down. They would lay down on the floor or like in a chair. And so if you didn't have a chair that extended all the way back, because everything goes right where it's supposed to be.
That just sounds so relaxing, doesn't it? To lie back and get your
it does.
makeup done.
And so I was like, will you go brief Daryl on her segment? I'm like, sure. And I opened the door and she's lying on the floor. So like crouched down. And I was like, hi. I actually said, Santa's been here. Like I said, Santa's here. Because it was like when you ever wake someone up, I'm like, Santa was here. And so I gave her instructions, lying down. Request, someone asked me to get Robin Williams some sandwiches, like a sandwich for a shoot. And I said, well, what kind? And they're like, just bring a bunch. So bring Rob. I know this is a publicist that was, I won't name names. And so I brought a bunch. He didn't need any of them. And he was an example of a guy who came very low key. And when the cameras turned on, he was on. Like he came in so quiet. He was just like, hi, nice to meet you. Thank you for having me. Oh, I'm good. I'm not hungry. I'm like I'm like, hi, welcome. And I had like a platter of 15 sandwiches. He's like, thank you so much. I'm not hungry. I took 15 sandwiches. It was a little much. I overcompensated. Because what if he's like,
anytime I've done shows, like what do you ever ask for when they're like, oh, we'll get you like whatever? I'm just like, just have some Red Bulls in there for me.
I said Coke Zero. And then I was like, and if it's possible, I like black bean dip, but that's a little hard to find black bean dip. I love it.
Black bean dip.
Yeah. And green beans. It's like a low fat snack, high protein. Love it.
Oh, okay.
It's tasty. It's tasty.
What do you think is Jesus? I'm like, I'll make one of those videos tomorrow. What do you think is a really fun food trend now that you're seeing that you've actually like tried?
Oh gosh. Okay. It's funny you say this because I want to ask you some questions. Having interviewed a lot of celebrities, I want to play.
Okay.
Who do you think you? Who Stu you think you are? Who do you Stu think you are? Anyway, so we'll get into this. I want to ask you. And
go. Okay.
Okay. All right. What's the food you hate to eat? I know this. One of them.
Like a condiment ingredient.
Anything.
It's like mustard. I hate mustard so much.
Like
I hate
pickles.
Pickles.
Right?
Disgusting. Yeah. And then people actually dip pickles in mustard, which is just really wants to make me puke.
What food could you eat every day?
Ribs.
Chinese food ribs, though.
Chinese ribs. Yeah.
Yeah. I could say pizza for me. Or fried chicken, but pizza hands down. What is your social media food trend that you actually like?
I literally thought you were going to say, what's your social security number?
Yeah. What is the back of your front and back of your credit card?
Say it again. What is
your social media food trend you tried and liked?
Do you know what? I really, really liked the cottage cheese flatbread one.
Okay. Oh.
And it's like cottage cheese, a bit of like Parmesan cheese, one egg. You whip it up in a blender, and then you pour it onto like a tray of parchment paper, and
Yeah.
you bake it. And it literally is like incredible.
Yeah.
Like you put a sandwich ingredients into it, and it's like a wrap, but it's like high in protein.
Oh, delicious. Okay, mine, I liked the one where you just cut up bananas and freeze them and turn it into ice cream, but I added clementine because there was one where it was just clementines, like they're
Yeah.
cuties, and I didn't care for the texture, so I added bananas. Fantastic. Also, I tried this one. I don't know if you ever saw this. You take fruit roll-ups. Do you know what fruit roll-ups are?
Yes.
It's like fruit leather, and you put a scoop of ice cream and flatten it and roll it and put it in the freezer. The fruit roll up, the ice cream kind of freezes the fruit roll up and it gets crunchy and you eat it like it's like a cigar with ice cream. This is a bad visual.
Yeah.
It's like a cigar. I'm not going to do any hand gestures to support this. It's like a cigar with ice cream in it and fruit roll up on the outside. It's delicious. If you like that kind of, I mean, it's not for everybody, but I thought it was insanely good. Yeah.
And you roll the ice cream up in it.
Yeah.
Does it not get really messy?
You don't overdo it with the ice cream. You just kind of give it a
Sure,
little,
okay.
and so you can roll it up like a cigar and put it in the freezer.
Okay.
And you can practically eat it right away because the ice cream alone, making contact with the fruit roll-up, is going to harden it almost immediately. And the fruit roll-up suddenly becomes like it shatters, it like kind of shatters in your mouth. So delicious.
Oh, I need to
so
try that.
Yeah, it's fun. I mean, it's not something you'll probably post about or serve.
What if anybody doesn't follow Brian, follow him on Instagram, Brian Balthazar. He makes cocktails all the time. What is your cocktail now? Like, what's your favorite one that you love?
Okay, so I find a lot.
You make them literally weekly. You'll do
I
like
do,
one
yeah.
or two different ones every week.
And here's the best part: if I make one, then another liquor company, I'll tag the liquor. Another liquor company will be like, "Oh, we'll send you our gin." So I'll just do it to keep my bar stocked and be like, "Hey." I often find inspiration in places I go. So I like this one that's an infused gin it's a vodka and gin infused with thyme, the herb, and then you mix it up with brandy and a little bit of golden beet brine. I actually brine beets, yellow beets.
Right. Okay.
Sounds nasty, but it's so good. I also like a carrot margarita, a little bit of a carrot instead of lime.
I can see that. Yeah.
It's really delicious and it tastes so healthy. And then I like beet. I like a beet drink too, a little bit of tequila.
Yeah.
I'm really into tequilas right now. And I used to be off of gin because I thought gin was the angry liquor. Because I used to like get real surly when I drank gin.
Yeah.
Maybe
no whiskey for me.
Oh, really? And what's your go-to drink?
I'm just still doing like the gin martinis, the dirty martinis with blue cheese olives.
I have a couple more questions for you, by the way.
Okay.
What was teenage Stu like?
Teenage Stu?
Yeah.
Fun. I played a lot of tennis. Got in trouble.
Were you a troublemaker? Were you like a?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like I just dumb shit, like talking in class and all that kind of stuff.
Were you
disruptive
in class?
I mean, at one point, I kind of got kicked out of one school and I had to go to another school.
You got kicked out? Okay, yeah, that's
a
trouble. You're like, oh, just made some noise. No, you got kicked out of school.
Yeah, I got kicked out of school and then my friend stayed there. And then, like, I think he was bullying. I didn't bully anybody, but, like, this is getting really dark now. But, like, the guy brought a knife in and kind of stabbed him in the back. Like,
literally?
I was gone from the school. Like, I was gone. I was like, whatever. Like, there was other reasons. I was in lower classes. My parents wanted to be in higher classes. And just this school that just positioned you kind of where they wanted to.
Yeah, they decide what you are and then you
decide exactly. And so I was like, no, I need to do like higher level math or higher level English or whatever it was. And so I moved to the other school. Anyway, it was a better school for me. But yeah, like I needed to, like the two of us needed to be split up. We did because we were best friends, but we just would get in so much fucking trouble.
Yeah, you escaped like the stabbing scene.
Yeah,
so yeah,
I did that. That happened in my hometown, like, and I was like, what, like 95 or something.
And that's crazy how one thing can ruin you. Like really, it can ruin your life if you get.
Yeah, obviously, he got expelled.
Yeah, justified. Yeah, that's kind of where they draw the line. I think stabbing is where they kind of like, okay, that's a big problem. All right, what is your biggest dating pet peeve?
Jesus, my dating pet peeve. So if I go on a date, like what annoys me, if the person's not on time, it just ruins it for me.
So disrespectful. It is disrespectful.
It's just, I hate it. It's just like, I'm always kind of like, you're always a bit like anxious going on a date anyway. And then you're like, okay, like, well, like this guy's nice or whatever. And you go on the date and then you're like fucking 20 minutes late and then they don't text you. And it's like,
Yeah.
this is already like not working for me.
Yeah. Okay. Now say you've gotten through the first date, you're now dating, you're in a relationship. What is the one non-negotiable thing in a relationship to you that you just have to have or won't tolerate not having?
If I ask you not to do something and that hurts my feelings and you continue to do it anyway, like that's what I've learned. Like I'll never ever accept that again.
That's just
Like ever.
self-respect. Everyone should feel that
And
way.
it's like, if you like me, like why are you trying to hurt me?
Right. Yes.
Do you know what I mean?
Agreed.
It's so like,
yes,
it
totally.
doesn't even make sense.
Okay. What if I grabbed your phone out of your hands right now and it's not locked, it's open?
Sorry, what? Say that again?
Okay. Hypothetical situation. I'm really sitting across from you right now. I grab your phone from you. It's open. It's not locked. What's the one app you would not want me to open? I'll tell you mine.
Me? Probably like maybe like my photos app.
That's mine. And it's not because I've got nudes.
No,
it's not because I have nudes. There's no news. It's just like there's a lot
like
of
6,500 like fucking selfies.
Right. I'd be like, oh, I posted one and it took 50 to get there. I'll be like, and they'll be like, oh, and I also tried 4 different times. I don't want someone to know.
Yeah.
I don't want someone to know how many it took to get where that post came. Like it's too, you don't want to see the journey. You just want to see the destination.
Yeah.
So phone, there, I don't really have any secrets on my phone. I just, my Photos app would be the surprise.
The Photos app, would be.
Get out of my camera roll.
It's just a bit embarrassing sometimes.
Stay out of my camera roll. Yes, it is. Well, there is, and this is controversial because Apple just released, they're like having a new update and they're going to have secret app
locks.
They're going to have locks and ways to hide it and change the icon. So you know what this is about. They're like, someone's like trying to get them off. I can't remember what that list, that there's a cheating app. There's like obviously sex apps. So all this, It's crazy that they're doing that.
No, okay. But I think I would like lock my messages, lock my Instagram, lock a few things. I don't want people getting into those things.
Right. Well, it is personal. It is personal.
Should be anyway. It's personal.
Right. The first part you would be like, give me back my damn phone. That's what you'd say first. Okay. Last question. You got a last minute invite to somewhere fun. What right now would you grab to wear, and what would you grab to take with you? Like you're going to a party, you need to get dressed and you need to take something with you as a gift. What are you going to do? You got 5 minutes to get yourself together. You're in a black t-shirt, so you kind of.
I'd probably grab some of my seasonings and just bring it with me.
Oh, seasonings. Okay, and what are you gonna wear?
So I have like a closet. Oh, what am I gonna wear? I would do like maybe a beige shoe, like a beige. Like I have a beige suit right now, and I just do like a white tee underneath it, just very simple, nice,
clean,
classic.
elegant, sophisticated, and some seasonings. I love it. You have a whole closet full of seasonings.
Like right in there, yeah.
I love it.
Go to chefstewart.com to buy.
Okay. Didn't ask, but I knew. chefstewart.com. And get your book on Amazon.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
The 2 books. I think that's it.
Brian
Balthazar, it's been a pleasure.
Okay. I adore you. Have a great day.